Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my garden. In today's video, I want to take you with me into my brand new vegetable garden, but I don't want to plant any veggies and I don't want to plant any fruit. I want to bring some fun and joy into this entire area. Pretty similar to what you see in my backdrop at the main entrance of the house where I arranged some spring pots. I went to the garden center and I found some really fun, summery, vibrant colored plants already that I want to pot up today with you. So how I want to structure today's video is, first of all, I want to tour you around and show you this area. It's kind of like all beige at the moment. It's really leaking any kind of color, let's face it. Then I want to show you what kind of fun plants I found in the garden center, pot some of them up together with you, arrange them, and I hope that towards the end of the video we're gonna have a nice fun display. So I hope you're excited to join me in my garden. We're ready, so let's go. This is my brand new vegetable garden and I think you can instantly see that it is leaking color. There are some strawberries and they are about to bloom. They are blooming white though, so this is not like a big impact of color. Then I have some very small sweet cherries that I train as espalier. They will also flower white eventually at one point. It's going to be fun though, but there is not a lot to look at really. Then blueberries, which kind of disappear in the mulch right now. And then the entire ground is covered with a thick layer of mulch. So what I did is I used all of my perennial cuttings and then I top dressed it with all of the cutting from my ornamental grasses to make it look more uniform. Well, I think it looks nice. It's kind of like even, it's easy, it's nice to look at, and I think it is just really nice to keep the heat and suppress weed, and so far it's working very well, but I'm missing color. The only color that I'm looking at in this entire area right now is my peach tree, and isn't it cute? This is a variety called Saturn. I hope that this year I'm going to get a couple of fruit. It grew a lot, is so happy it really made it through winter here. So I think this is just the perfect area for that peach. But what I did is already, I prepared some containers. So I have one pot here on the left, two pots there in front of the raised bed and three pots there in the back. I only used the last big containers that I still had left that I haven't used for any other potting project yet. Put them down here and I think that this is going to look really sweet. Some of those containers, as the year progresses, I will have to move them and maybe some of the plants are not looking nice. I really have to see. So for example, here in the back, we have a cute little trio of pots. At one point, I want to grow some dahlias there that I can grow as cut flowers. Here in front of the raised bed, definitely two pots can stay there. And the one pot, where is it here? That can also stay here for sure. In front of my cold frames, I definitely want to grow some more dahlias because I have the space here. The path is very broad and wide. And then you see something new here. So I bought two polytunnels, and the reason for it is that I just started my sowing project, which is always a lot. Every year I grow a lot and a lot of annuals and plants from seed. And luckily I had help, so a lot of the pots are already standing here. So now I'm just waiting for germination. And then I always need to have a firm eye on slugs and snails. What else did I buy? You will see it anyways. I bought eucharis. I couldn't resist in the garden center. Look at that color, isn't that fantastic? Has nothing to do with today's video, but I think that they will just look so fantastic in this entire area here. So I needed to have them. But what I want to pot up today is this. I love them. Oh, the back looks very pink. I'm going to show you in a second what it actually is. So it is a mixture of, like you see, some spring flowers still, but most of it really is fall summer, and it's going to make me hopefully happy throughout the entire summer season. So I've got some rosemary. I need to see if I actually have space for it. Then I got some gora, which I think is a fabulous little plant. Wonderful dark burgundy color foliage. Some new fresh buds are appearing, and one is already in bloom. So really cute pale pink. A really wonderful, very whimsical, light kind of flower. Then I've got some pansies. I needed to have them. Really depending on the light situation. They kind of look steely blue, which I think is just a wonderful color. Unfortunately, none of the plants that I show you today really come with a name, so I can't tell you what specific variety I'm growing. And then I got some pelargoniums. I needed to have them. Last year, I didn't buy them because I thought it's too early in the year, and then they didn't carry the color anymore in the garden centers. And this year I was like, I'll take them no matter what. Full of buds. Very sturdy, bushy plants, wonderful, but no information about the name. Pelargonium grandiflora, this is all I can tell you, but I think that they will look fantastic throughout the entire summer. Velvety red, I mean, the leaves itself are almost like velvety in the texture, so I think that they will look just fantastic. Then in the back, you see some very pink plastic, and there is also a pink bloom in there, but not as pink as a plastic, celosia. I never grew celosia before, but I always loved it, and this year I was like, oh, they're really nice. What a cute color. They kind of remind me of amaranth a little bit, and I love amaranth. I always grow it from seed, and this year I was like, you know what, let's just buy 3 celosia and see how it is, because you can also grow them from seed, but I thought before I buy an entire pack and put a lot of work into it, I just want to see great color, lovely foliage, pale pink, great structure. I love these like spikes, almost like a texture. And then the last plant, I needed to have it, even though it's like, I mean, most of the plants are not hardy here. Pelargoniums are not hardy, celosia is not hardy, and the last one is absolutely not hardy here. This is, and I hope I say it right now, Cordyline australis. Kind of like a palm-esque kind of thing. My parents had it in Florida in the garden, and there it kind of just grew tall and just completely different to how it's going to grow here, obviously. I also had it on my balcony in Amsterdam where it survived even winter. But it just comes with a lot of sweet memories, so I thought, you know what, I need to have it. And thinking that later on in the year I'm going to have dahlias, I think that they are just going to look very cute. If I put like a container like this next to a dahlia, I think that they just work very well together. So what I will do now is take these plants and then distribute them and see what plant goes into what container and then plant together with you. In the past, I already did a couple of potting videos, and especially the one where I potted up all of the beautiful spring blooms for the main entrance of the house. I really went into detail on how I do a potting mix and how I prepare the soil and everything. So if you want to see more detail, I'm going to give you the link to that video just down below here, or you will find it in my history. But today I really just quickly want to share with you how I pot up things. So what I always love to do is to really make a decision, and one plant variety goes in one container. Having that said, there will be an exception, which I'm going to show you at the end of the video. Here, I want to plant some really beautiful pelargoniums. One thing that is always important if you want to do a pot arrangement, and this applies to whatever you plant in the garden, is a phrase, right plant in the right place. So you need to make sure that you just put the pots with the plants in the right area. So here it is fully southwest facing, which means the area is really sun-filled, it's really warm, it's wonderful. It's great for growing any kind of vegetable and fruit. But that also means that I can't put, for example, what is it, busy lizzies? Is that the right name? I hardly ever plant them. I like them though, here, because they would just roast and fry in the sun, and this is wrong. But pelargoniums, they love that. This is the perfect area for them. So what I do is tip it over, perfect root system. Pelargoniums sometimes smell a little, but this smells really good. They smell kind of zesty, a little lemony, really interesting. So sometimes pelargoniums are really beautiful, and I think they really have quite a revival, especially these kind of pelargoniums here. So what I do is I always plant them dead level in a container. I have too much soil in here, so I'm just going to put a little of the soil now here in my new cut flower garden. How convenient is that? And then in the planting hole, I always just sprinkle a little bit of organic bone chips, because what they do is they break down to nitrogen and they just feed the plant basically. So sometimes I feel it's better than just like throwing tons and tons of liquid feeder to your plant. What I always do is like I feed the soil, I prepare the soil, I want to have good soil, and then when the plant sits in a good soil, it's happy. And if I would use any kind of fertilizer, I would always use organic fertilizer. I don't use any kind of like chemical, artificially made stuff, because I just think that it's better in a way. And I also have really good experience with that. This is really the thing. I never used anything else, and so far all the plants that I had, whenever they are in the containers, they are so happy. Even if I put shrubs or if I put perennials in containers, they seem to thrive extremely well. I've got some delphiniums that made it through winter, so this is going to be really exciting. Very good plants. The plants are not pot bound in the container, which is great. Pot bound just means that the roots are growing round and round, and when that happens, you might want to break them loose a little bit, because otherwise the roots can't grow outwards. But here the roots are just looking really good. What I do is I make sure that I firm them in, that they are planted nice, even and level. And then what I do as well is kind of same to, here goes my mic, same to what I do in a garden, is that I put nice wood chips on top of the soil here, because after watering, what the wood chips quintessentially do is they keep, or they hold the moisture very well in the ground. And what happens, or what works really well in my garden, also works extremely well here in my containers, so that I don't have to water them that often, because I don't have an irrigation system, which means that if I water anything here, I legit have to drag the hose all the way from the house through the garden down, and then I have to water, or sometimes I carry a water can, such as today, because once I'm done, I'm going to water everything. And that's pretty much it. What I will do here though is, I didn't have enough space for the, I want to say oregano. Oh my God, rosemary. I hope I said rosemary in first place. For the rosemary, they are sun lovers too. They're Mediterraneans. They kind of struggle here throughout winter, so I have to see. But it's a well-drained soil, which is good. So they really hate to sit in a puddle during winter. What I want to do is I want to put them here kind of like a little hedge maybe. So in my world, in my idea, they will grow as a little hedge. So I can just come here and snip some fresh rosemary if I need it. And then they will also kind of frame in my cut flowers here. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to plant and pop my way through. And I hope that in a moment I can show you a lovely result. Isn't that cute? Just a little pop of color and instantly it looks so happy and so nice in this area. And I always feel it is so inviting. And the reason why I love to work with pots is you're so flexible, you know. I like them now, but if in a week or two I might be like, well, they're really in my way, I can easily just put them somewhere else. It's like if I would put things in the ground, is a little more work and effort to put it somewhere else. So what I did is, in this lovely trio here in the back, I have a container full of pansies, and I think the color is fantastic. I really think you can see how important it is to have sometimes a vibrant, fresh color, and this is why I love to work with blue and purple. Celosia, beautiful. I'm really happy with that. I wish they would have had more plants, but they only had one more, and I thought, you know what, I just go with 3. I know I can fit them in a container, and that's cute. I also love this. So I underplanted with Gora because I think the Gora looks really whimsical when these long flowers are kind of like poking through these leaf textures of these like palm leaf-like texture. I think it's going to be very cute. Can't wait for everything to get bigger and grow in more. So it really just like breaks the pattern, and it's not so beige anymore here. For once I have some nice fun colors, and I love to come to the area and work probably even more here. So 2 big containers, one with pansies, one with the pelargonium. And then over here I bought 9 pansies. I'm not quite sure why, because I knew that I could only put 4 in a container. So I was like, okay, I can't just put one pansy somewhere in a flower bed randomly, that doesn't work. So there is another duo here, so a nice pot with these really wonderful pelargonians, and then next to it just a small one with one pansy, so this is exclusive for itself. And the little hedge of rosemary, I hope it's going to grow in as a hedge. I think it's going to be really cute, and the scent of it is nice, you know, just like potting it up. The scent of the pelargoniums was really nice and fresh. The scent of the rosemary was the scent of summer already. So it was really great. Alfie was with me. I don't think you could really see a lot of her because she is, if I show you, a little bit exploring right now. So she was, there was something in my bag. So she is, I don't really know. She saw something. She's just like walking around, looking, having a good time, right? That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you find it inspirational whenever I share these potting videos with you. Personally, I really love to do these because oh, I think I have to hurry up because I just heard a thunderstorm, so definitely some cold weather is coming. So to wrap it up, I love to do these videos because it is always great fun for myself also, and it really keeps me on my toes to play with new colors and plants and color combinations. You can always arrange the pots different, you can change them throughout the year, and you really bring fun and joy to an area, maybe the main entrance area of the house, a seating area here, like the vegetable garden. I was really longing to get some nice color into this area because I'm working a lot here. I shared a lot of videos with you here, and I'm going to continue doing videos. Obviously here in this area, still some things are going to happen here in the raised beds. A lot is going to happen there in the new part of the garden. A lot is going to happen in the upper garden. So I hope that you're excited to continue joining me in my journey through the garden year. I just want to say thank you so much for watching today's video. Thank you if you decide to subscribe to my channel, if you give me a thumbs up, and I'd love to welcome you next time around. Take care, guys. Bye.